introduce this to yourself.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Victoria.
So tell us about everything that you do.
Oh, that I do. Okay, whoops. So yeah, my name is Victoria. I have a podcast. It's for Dallas creatives to come on and pretty much kind of like network and just speak their opinions on like whatever trending topic is going on, or we may go in depth about whatever it is that they actually do and kind of just build off of that. Just started that this year. And right now I'm just in college, trying to finish school, trying to break my way into the entertainment industry. So yeah.
So you wear a lot more hats than that.
Yes. It's you don't want to
you're
speak about it all because it's like kind of overwhelming in a sense, and you kind of just want to go by one thing until you get that established.
no,
No, you don't think
no,
so?
no, because you're a podcaster, you're a dancer, you're a producer, you're also a photographer. Like, how do you manage all of those hats at the same time?
It's honestly really hard to. So I mean, like I said, I really just kind of focus on one thing at a time, which is why like with my podcast, we went on hiatus for a little bit. Today is going to be the first episode back from like on break or whatever. And that's just because, I had to be on break for that and then focus on the other endeavors that I have going on. Luckily, like, with photography or like anything like that, that's kind of like it comes up as it goes type of thing. It's not something I have to consistently keep up with. It's just, whenever people want to work on something, I break out the cameras. So, yeah.
How long have you been a photographer for?
I don't even really call myself a photographer. I mean, I take okay pictures, but I mean, I've been doing that since I was like um, a sophomore in high school because I started off doing like yearbook or whatever. That was like the only thing I ever did in high school. I never really did anything else. So, yeah.
All right, awesome. So you do a lot of volunteering in your
Mhm.
community. What
Yeah.
made you want to start doing that?
So actually, my volunteering comes from my Catholic background. So I'm Catholic. I grew up in the church and going to youth group and stuff like that. And a lot of things that they would do in youth group is have like these volunteer things going on. And that was always something I wanted to be a part of. Like anything I could be a part of and I like had interest in, I wanted to do. So we started off like, working with kids. And that's where I found like my love for working with children or whatever. And so it kind of built off from there just because it's really important to always give back. I just wrote in my journal the other day that like I get really sad about stuff and I start to wallow, and then like I'll go outside and then something will happen and it'll like bring me back to reality. Not that my problems are not important, but there's like bigger things that you can focus on, which is why I do like to volunteer. Because I was just at a coffee shop and this mom and her daughters, they come in and she doesn't speak English. She had a sign like basically explaining her situation, and I'm like, see, people have to go to the lengths to just do that. So if I have what I have here, like I'm kind of doing okay. So that's also why I kind of like to volunteer. Whoops, because I am doing like better than I really think I am.
So do you think that your love for volunteering came because it's because that's how you were just raised and like you continue because like it's part of your mindset now, or because you just love giving to people?
It's like a little bit of everything. Like it's definitely like I definitely fell into it because of like growing up in the Catholic Church. But I mean that doesn't mean I have to keep it going. I keep it going because it's like reminders to myself. Like yes, I'm also helping people and stuff, but I mean ultimately like I can't lie and say I'm not trying to help myself as well by like being empathetic and seeing things from other people's, point of view and whatnot. So I mean, it's lessons to myself, and getting to help others is also a great thing.
So let's talk about served on Sundays.
You said
So
what? Sorry.
let's talk about served on Sundays. So can you tell us what that is and how it started as well?
Yes. So Served on Sundays, like I was talking about earlier, is a Dallas-based podcast, pretty much. I created it last year. Like it's coming up to like to be the year anniversary or whatever, and I mean, at first it really just started off like going live, like how you go live, only but I was going live from my personal page. And I had like something different called like Wig Off. And it was just like, you know, when I would go off and talk about celebrities or talk about whatever trending topic there is. Because I mean, if you see me in the shade room, I just say whatever the fuck comes to mind. Sorry if I can't curse. I
No,
just say
you can't curse.
whatever.
Please curse. I want you to curse. Please curse.
All right. So yeah, just whatever the fuck comes to mind, you know? So, and that's what I used to do on my lives. And then like one day I just had like a lot of people come on, and it was like people from like all over the world and Instagram. I was like, wow, that's never happened before. So I was like, maybe we should create like a group podcast. So it actually started off like where we had this huge group message, and you know, we're all talking about meeting up and whatnot. Like it was supposed to be this fun thing. And then like, you know, when you don't have the same mindset as people, it's kind of hard to be on one accord. So I kind of drifted off from that and adopted the idea for myself. And I was like, what am I going to call it? I know I want Serve to be in there, and I know I want Sunday to be in there, just because I'm big on alliterations, Vividly Vic, right? So my friend was like, it should be Served Sundays. And I was like, no, it should be You've Been Served Sundays. And I was like, nah, Served on Sundays. And so that's kind of just how it was created. Like, it was, I mean, it was like, it came from one idea and it turned into something like completely different.
I love that. I love how that started. Okay, so what is the difference between the truth and your perspective? And is there a blurred line?
There's always a blurred line between truth and perspective, just because I feel like those are one and the same. Your perspective is your truth. Whether or not somebody is lying, like, you know, you can't say that much unless you have like actual proof, like, you know, that person is telling a lie, or telling a lie to themselves or whatever. But I think for the most part, when people like recant their sides of the story, they're telling it from, you know, their own truth. So I feel like, yeah, those lines are consistently blurred. Like there's never going to be a moment that it's not, you know.
I don't know if I messaged you this, but even if I did, say what I already said to you. But I had a mind fuck the other day of people who take advantage of other people, right? And I'm like, they're not even aware that they're doing that. So does that make them a good person or a bad person? Because like you said, from their perspective, they're doing something good.
I think that all like see, that is something that I consistently do struggle with, because I do have friends like that where, you know, they are consistently doing things and I'm like, not really for me, but you keep doing it. So I'm
No, but
like,
like I'm saying like something like dangerous, like they're robbing people or they're raping people, but like in their mind it's justified. In their
I
mind they're doing something good.
all right. No, I wouldn't even be friends with those type of people. No. No, no, no. I don't. So, like, I mean, cool. If you think it's good, you're going to have to find people that you really vibe with and who really do things like that, or people who are already in that lifestyle. For me, it's like you can't take me, turn little on me out, and try and get me to, like, do what you're doing or be accepting of what you're doing. If I'm not rocking with it, I'm not rocking with it. So, I mean, did I answer your question?
No, yeah. Yeah. What are the pros and cons of child support?
Pros and cons of child support. I think one of the pros is that it helps whatever parent needs that help at the moment. I feel like some people, they get the whole point of child support misconstrued, where they think that money needs to go directly to the child. But in my opinion, I feel like if a child is living with a primary parent and they're consistently having to do things for that child, then like obviously more money is coming out of pocket than what you're sending over. So if anything, you're reimbursing that parent because they put into your child. So I feel like that should go to whichever parent is the primary parent. So I think that's a pro in that. I think really the only con that I see is, you know, good men or good women being put on child support because, you know, someone wants to be spiteful, stuff like that. Like if you can really work it out behind the scenes, then do that, because it's healthier for the child when you're not having to go consistently back and forth through court. It's healthier for the two of you because the court, you know, it can brew some turmoil between y'all. So you want to keep it friendly for the child. So stuff like that, or like, you know, celebrities, like people conning celebrities into child support. That sucks. But other than that, like I think it's a good idea in my opinion.
Why should you lie to someone you love?
Why should you lie to someone you love? I saw a video like that the other day. Like Charlemagne the God posted it. I forgot what her name was, and she gave her a whole like spiel. And I'm like, I mean, I get it that like people go out and they put on this facade that they're happy or whatever, and they come home and they kind of like let out their grievances on the ones that they love. I don't feel like feigning some type of emotion is going to be the best way to go. I think I'd rather be alone if somebody has to pretend to be happy with me, because there's a different type of pain when you realize like, oh, you're not really happy with me. You're just trying to make me like feel some type of way so that way I can continue doing the things that you want me to do. So I don't think you should ever lie to someone you love, because there's always some type of ulterior motive behind it, where you're the one who's only benefiting and that other person isn't, because they don't get to have that choice to choose.
That's true. Wow. Wow. Sorry. Well, I got hurt just now, but in a good way. It hurt in a good way. Okay, do you believe that toxic positivity is a thing?
Absolutely. I've been saying this since forever. I've been telling people you cannot force like situations to be positive if it's not a positive situation. Like for me, if something sucks, I'm gonna just be like, damn, this shit sucks. Like, fuck, what the hell? Like, I'm gonna let myself feel that. Now, how you do it, yes, it matters, because what, the tongue is powerful. You don't want to speak certain things into existence. You don't want to get yourself into a way of thinking, but there's nothing wrong with acknowledging the situation for what it is. Like if you don't like something, allow yourself to feel those emotions, because it's not healthy to just tell yourself you're happy when you're really not. Like, you're gonna crash and burn one of these days. It's not gonna be able to, like, you can't keep it up for that long, in my opinion.
So what should we do in that situation where we're like, because I feel like there's like a lot of what are they called? What are they called? Motivators, influencers who are all about positivity. And it's like glass half full, glass half empty. And for me, like it gets a little annoying,
Mm-hmm.
like because it's like no, like the situation is shit at the moment. So like help me not to make it shit, like like what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think the one thing you can do is to really understand that, like, things cannot always be solved instantaneously. So when
Mm,
you have that emotion, you can't just think, like, I'm having this emotion, so things need to change now. Like, no, you got to let it, you got to give it some time. You got to let things go along, things pass before you really assess it and address it. That's why I think you should just fill out your real emotions, so that way when you reflect back on it, you can be like, oh, I was tripping. Like, that's not even that serious. Like,
yeah,
whatever. As opposed to just being happy and happy, and then those same things keep happening to you, and then like all of a sudden it just feels like everything is weighing on you, so you snap or whatever. So I mean, because I've seen things like that. I've seen people just be like super happy, and people are like, oh my gosh, that was like the nicest person ever. And I'm like, nice people get tired. People cannot upkeep that kind of personality 24/7.
yeah.
Like, so yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Like, I think you should really find a different way to get it out if you don't feel comfortable just being angry or whatever. Perhaps write it, find an outlet, paint. I don't know, but fill that emotion out.
I fight, so
You
I
fight
do. Yeah, I do
people?
jujitsu. Yeah,
You still do? Or you said you used
yeah,
to?
I still do now.
Okay.
It's
I guess
so
that's a way.
it's
That's a way
it feels
forward.
it's very
What
therapeutic for
about
me.
boxing? Why not boxing?
I tried boxing, but it just felt awkward.
Yeah, it is. But
It
once you
felt
get the hang
awkward.
of it, you really just knocking
Do
out
you
all the
box?
people you really want to knock out. So
Do you box?
yeah, like I mean, I used to when I was in college, like not like professionally or nothing like that, but I used to like go frequently to the like boxing rink, I guess. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Like at 5
yeah.
a.m. every morning. I used to make myself get up just to go to class and stuff. It was some dedication there. Then I let it all go.
Whoa, that's so dope.
I mean, but it gets the aggression out.
Right? Maybe I should sign up for that too. Okay. Why is the opinionated black woman a bitch?
I don't know why we are. I don't. I'm not understanding, but I mean, I think people just don't like to hear the truth. Me, myself included, I don't like to hear the truth sometimes, but the difference between me and other people is when I hear that truth, I can take it in and then come back later and, like, assess the truth, like apply the truth to real life situations. Other people, like, when you try to give them the truth, it's, oh, you're negative, you're a hater, like, why can't you say something positive, stop complaining, whatever. And I'm just like, I mean, things cannot always be happy-go-lucky 24/7. You're going to have to hear things that you don't like because it's going to add to your growth. And the sooner people recognize that, the sooner that they'll be able to forgive other people about things quickly and forgive themselves as well. Because, you be hard on yourself and you let it weigh you down and whatnot, but you're not being honest with yourself, so it consistently keeps happening. Like, you have to be able to really sit down, reflect, and know, hey, these are things that I need to change, or hey, these are things I need to add to really evolve, or whatever. So that way you can get yourself moving to the right path.
Have you heard that the black woman is the most disrespected person on the planet?
Yes.
Do you agree with that or no?
I do agree with that, but I don't agree with people like using it to fit their own scenario. Like, I've seen a lot of celebrities use it, and I don't appreciate that, because I'm like, now you're making our whole, like, misery a mockery, and it's kind of sad to see, because you get to benefit, but all the other black women behind, they still have to deal with the real life criticisms that we receive on a day-to-day basis, or just in general, that's embedded into, like, society. So for me, I don't know, it really, like, something would really have to be that transparently disrespectful for me to agree with somebody saying it, just for, like, whatever. I don't know, like, as a platform, I guess.
That was really deep. That was really deep. Have you ever been gaslighted in the workplace?
All the time. Yeah.
So for those people who are watching that don't know what that word means, can you explain that what that word means, gaslighting?
Gaslighting is just trying to make someone think a situation didn't happen, and trying to put in their heads that it happened a certain way. Whether, it's for your favor or someone else's favor, you're just trying to make sure that that person feels crazy because of whatever it is that they perceive to have happened. That's why I said, there are multiple truths. Like, people's perspectives is the truth. Like, so when people, like, they call you a bitch or whatever, like, maybe, yeah, in some shape or fashion that is the truth, because you don't have certain context behind why I'm saying things or why I'm doing things, to then, like, transfer to you, like, oh, this person's not a bitch, it's just that, she's been through this, she's been through that, so that's why she talks it up to the game like that. So yeah, but yeah, I forgot what your question was.
Have you ever been gaslit in the workplace?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of what it is. um I feel
Can,
like
can,
it's that thing right there, like, trying to convince you as a black woman that you're being aggressive, or that you're being, like, some type of bitch or whatever.
can you tell me an example of when you were being gaslit in work?
Yeah, so I know. Okay, so I know for, like, a lot of other black people, their experiences probably are with non-black people, but I feel like I get it from, black people, especially in the
Wow.
workplace. Yeah, but I mean, colorism is real, so sometimes I do feel like, oh, it's because I'm plus size and I'm dark skinned, so that, you add that to the mix, I do come off a little bit intimidating to the average eye, whatever. So at work, I had this supervisor, and we were all really, really, really cool with each other. Like I'm saying, we used to go out to dinners together, used to go to each other's houses type stuff, whatever. And my supervisor was always like very like, she was always favoring my other coworkers or whatever. And that's not to say she wasn't nice to me. She was nice to me too. But it was almost like I was always the scapegoat or whatever. Like everybody could be doing something wrong, and I'm the one who's always doing everything right every single time. And then the one time, I'm not doing something right, it's like, Victoria, like, da 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 da, like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And I'm like, but I kind of already did do this and I did that. And then it'll turn into like, oh, why are you talking back to me? Is that insubordination? Do you want to write up? And I'm like, so everybody else can kind of speak to you back and it's not insubordination, because for one thing, I'm not a child. Like, if I'm talking to you, it's because we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
And if that's not allowed, we should have had this talk in the beginning, that I can't say anything back to you. What you say goes, But so I feel like it's like situations like that, like always trying to have like a heavier hand with me. Like, that's where the gaslighting really comes in. But for the most part, I'm well liked. So that's what's weird. It's like I'm well liked, but I'm always I'm always used as the scapegoat. So that's weird.
Why do you think you are so likable? Because you are very likable.
I think it's because I'm a Leo. Yes, Leo.
No, like I mean, I'm sure you get this all the time. You are like, I don't know how I even found your page, but like I was like immediately like I want to be her friend. Why is that?
Thank you. I think it is because I don't hold back on the things that I want to say. Like, and when I do have the energy, as people say, that's what I hear a lot. It's your energy, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's so like a laid back, sarcastic energy. But sometimes I can be very. Sorry, my phone's about to. I can be very animated or whatever. So, I mean, I guess that's why people be like, or whatever. But I mean, and then it's a blessing and a curse though, because although like I do meet like a lot of cool people do expect me to upkeep a certain behavior, like, oh, you need to be this way 24/7. And I'm like, you guys don't understand. Like, I'm very chill. Yes, I can be very humorous, but I enjoy sitting in silence. I don't think that's weird if we both walk into a room and we both just don't say nothing to each other until we leave and be
Yeah.
like, hey, that was whack, or something like that, like, so.
So you on the podcast that you posted yesterday on Served on Sunday, you said that you talked about how marketing and self-image, and you market yourself the way other people see you. That's the
Mm-hmm.
marketing strategy, but like you don't know how other people perceive you. And I would love some advice for myself. Um, I don't know what I look like. I don't know my own voice. Literally, I don't know what I sound like to other people. I don't know what I look like to other people. So, do you have any advice for me for my self-esteem in order to help with me with my marketing?
Hmm. Yes, I feel like, yeah, I do. I don't know if I want to say everything like over live though, because
No, do
I
it.
mean,
I don't care.
really, okay.
Just
I
do it.
think that you have like a very intenseful like type of personality. Like, you do
I get
everything
that.
with a purpose, and you're always like very attentive as well. Like, you're always like, I was coming across your live the other day and I just see you going like this. You do this a lot, so I'm like, damn, she really be listening to what people
I
say.
try.
And clearly you do, because you're like, you posted a podcast. I was like, I posted something? Yeah, I sure fucking did, on YouTube. Okay, so you do your homework too. So I think you do really well with that stuff. And I feel like I would just want you to like own it more, I guess, because I know you have posted something about your breakup diaries, like the title and like why it's called that. But because like, there is a significance because of like whatever happened in the past, I feel like you have to come like a lot more stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because the title is kind of like I don't want to say like dang, how do I say it? It's not like weak, but like it's very like soft. That's the word. soft and like fragile, like a title that you'll just assume like, oh, she's probably talking about boys 24/7, like she's probably talking about all her miseries or whatever. But like, you know, when you click on it, you're talking about some real shit. So I would just say, like, you know, the videos that you do be posting or whatever, just make sure it's always the the juiciest one. I don't know, like, because I feel like that's what's going to like draw people more into it. Because I didn't think you were talking about real shit before I like actually came through your live. I really did think you were telling about like breakup stories or whatever. I was like, okay, cool, girl. That's your problem.
I get that a lot. I get that. Okay, where can we like you, stalk you, follow you, all that fun stuff?
So Vividly Vic on Instagram, the Vividly Vic on TikTok, and Served on Sundays on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. TikTok as well. I just made a TikTok for Served on Sundays, so totally follow it.
Oh, okay, okay, cool, cool. I'll follow that after this. Do you want to plug the Friendsgiving real quick?
Oh yes. So Friendsgiving, anybody can help wherever you are. You don't need to be in Dallas. Like if you want to send some money over, there's a Cash App, Served on Sundays, or you can send it to the PayPal, servedonsundays@gmail.com. Or you know, if you want to ship some food over, that's cool too. I can give you a shipping address. I'm kidding, but no, for real, guys, make sure you guys do something to help out because it's getting cold out here. I want to make sure people in the streets of Dallas are taken care of, and want to just get as much out to them as I can. So I was gonna have people like come over, like I was gonna get an Airbnb and we're gonna come over and put stuff together, but I was like, COVID and all these rules talking about no gatherings. I'm like, I don't want to risk it. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna be taking donations and whatever anybody wants to do to help, DM me.
And then final question, because my goal for December/January is to move to Texas. And you are a huge foodie. You're like a huge nightlife person. Where's the first place you're taking me when I move to Texas?
I always try to take people to Deep Ellum. Like, Deep Ellum is my freaking spot. Like, that's the nightlife area. That's where you can go bar hop and whatnot. And when I go over there and I get drunk, like, I just be dancing my ass off. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm kind of a selfish drunk because I snuck off to a different bar so I could dance. And my friends were like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, I don't, y'all come in or not, like y'all wanted to talk, I want to dance, whatever. So Deep Ellum. And then as far as food goes, everybody always says you should try Whataburger first. So I feel like for the outer towner, you don't like Whataburger?
We have Whataburger in Florida. I
I
don't
was
want Whataburger. Trash.
never mind. There's like a lot of cool small spots in Texas, like the black owned. Like I'm trying to think of my favorite. I just tried Funked Fried. I really like Funked Fried. That's in like East Dallas, and there's a lot of cool restaurants in South Dallas. So yeah, just check out my podcast. Though I do Served in Dallas, so if you're ever in Dallas, look at an episode and see where you can go. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Charge your phone before you go do your podcast later tonight.
Thank you. Bye.
Jack in the crack. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.